Yes. So as you breathe in, you also draw in energy from the different chakras and channel it up the spine. Let it go to the Mooladhara and channel it up the spine. So that is the technique I shared with you yesterday. Please try and see how you feel. Yesterday I got a couple of feedbacks from participants, and one of them was, of course, very good, but others not, like somewhat okay, but nothing.
Sir,
Can you speak again, please? The voice broke. Padmaji, can you speak again, please? I didn't get what you were saying. I'm waiting for you, Padmaji. I think you are on mute. You'll have to unmute yourself. Okay, so I don't know if you really wish to say something. No, the voice is not clear. Please speak into the microphone.
ಚೌಡೇಶ್ವರಿ ದೇವಿ ಚೌಡೇಶ್ವರಿ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಂತೆ ಚೌಡೇಶ್ವರಿ ಬಂದ
I'm afraid the voice quality is not good for some reason. Maybe it's my connection. सुनो वो दरवाजा बंद करो, सब दरवाजा बंद करो, बहुत आवाज आ रहा है. So there is a little disturbance here as well, and maybe there is an issue with the microphone somewhere. Anyway, so that is one part of it. Today, before we start with the other kriyas, I'm going to share a very simple technique which is very similar to what we are doing with the Om chanting, but it's a little different. Here, the focus is on getting a really good breath even when we catch a cold. So listen to this very carefully. As you breathe in, allow the lower belly, that means the underbelly, allow that area to kind of fill up like in the other techniques we've tried. Let it fill up and continue breathing in. Channel your breath up the spine if you can. If it doesn't happen, doesn't matter, just let it go as it goes. But you allow that ballooning to happen in the lower underbelly, in the lower belly. So that would be somewhere in the pelvic area, and continue to breathe and notice how much smoother your breath feels. Please notice that. Please ask others to be quiet. There's too much noise. Yes, Gurmanji.
When did that happen?
Say it again, please. Once again, please. I can't hear you. Why don't you type it? I think that'll be better. Please type in the chat window. Yeah, so the technique that I'm trying to share with you now is I'm trying to show you a way that will help you breathe much easier even when you catch a cold. All you have to do is, as you are breathing in, allow the lower belly as if to bloat like a balloon again. Let it bloat and continue to breathe in, and notice the difference in the quality of your breath. I'm sure you'll notice a very appreciable difference, especially if you've got a running cold, or if you're having difficulty breathing. Try this and you'll be amazed at how quickly it feels different. So if you do this breath and then also do the complete yogic breath, combine the two if you can, or do them separately, you'll get a lot of relief from your cold, and your breathing will be much easier. So allow that to happen. Lower belly, let it fill up like a balloon. So bloat it, almost like, don't put too much pressure, please, but enough. And continue to channel your breath down the front and from the Mooladhara up your back. Is this helpful in COVID also? There's no reason why it won't be helpful. If you're having difficulty breathing because of COVID, try this. You'll immediately be able to breathe better. So definitely it'll help you a lot. That was from SB. I don't know the full name. Okay. So if
Sir,
anybody has
excuse me.
tried it and noticed anything, please do share. Otherwise, we'll just go on.
Sir, please can you repeat this? So
Yes.
because of internet issue, I could not join.
Okay.
Now, yeah. So
Okay.
that is why can you repeat?
Okay. So what I'm trying to share now is uh, a very simple technique which will help you breathe better even if you've got a cold. So if your nose feels blocked, if there is a heaviness in your breath, just try this for a while. You'll feel better. But if you do this and do the complete yogic breath as well, maybe you can do both together, you'll get very good results. It'll help you with your breath. It'll feel easier. What you do is, as you breathe in, bloat, intentionally bloat your lower belly as if you're filling it up with the fresh air, and continue breathing in down the front. If it goes all the way to the Mooladhara, wonderful. At the Mooladhara, channel it up the spine. Even if you don't have a cold, you will notice that there is a ease in this breath. Please try it. Bless you. Triparna, you seem to have a cold. Please try this. Is it working? Are you seeing any result? Anybody? Come on, feedback, feedback, feedback is very important. Okay. Slow deep breath in. Let your underbelly, the pelvic area, bloat like in a balloon. When you're blowing and it's filling up at the bottom, let it bloat and then continue to breathe. Channel your breath down the front to the Mooladhara and then from the Mooladhara up the spine. See the difference. I think instantly you will notice that this is a lighter breath. I'm sorry, too much disturbance today.
Excuse me, sir. If I bulge my stomach with inhalation, I feel like gas formation in the abdomen.
1 second, we'll talk about that a little later. For now,
Okay.
focus on your underbelly. Let the bloating happen in the underbelly.
Okay.
As far as the gas formation is concerned, it cannot be because of belly breathing. If anything, belly breathing will help you release gas, not to build up gas. But if it's happening, it could be for a variety of reasons. Do it over a couple of days. Observe. If there is any tightness in the belly, underbelly area, just relax that. In fact, what you're doing just now will help you to learn to relax your underbelly area particularly. So the belly and the underbelly area. As you breathe in, let it bloat. But continue to breathe down the front to the Mooladhara and up along the spine. You will notice an immediate difference in your breath, ease of breath. If your Sushumna is active, you will feel it instantly. If your Sushumna is not yet active, or at least not as active enough, then maybe it'll take a little while longer. But if your Sushumna is active, believe me, this will work like a magic wand. And if anybody has anything to say, please say it. And then we go on to our normal kriyas, the Shwasko Shuddhi Kriya. Anybody tried and noticed anything? Please share. Vijay Lakshmiji, you trying to say something?
So for me, it is as simple as deep inhalation and exhalation.
Okay.
Yeah.
But with the bloating, do you feel any difference in the breath?
While exhalation, it's a little bit ease for me.
And while inhaling, you don't feel too much difference.
While inhaling, I feel there is some block in the throat. I mean, some area in the throat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is your tongue at the roof of your mouth?
Oh no.
See, remember that's connected with your Sushumna.
Yeah.
Try this 3-4 times and see what the cycle tells you. Viparna says, some days I feel the breath equally through both. Yes. That means you're becoming, the Sushumna is becoming a little more active. As it becomes more and more and more active, it will stay open much longer. If you remember, in one of my earlier talks, I had mentioned about the autonomic nervous system and how the nadis are connected with the autonomic nervous system. So if you are usually in the SNS, if you remember, the sympathetic nervous system, chances are your Pingala is flowing. Chances are, there's nothing definitive here. And if you are more in the PNS, in the parasympathetic nervous system, chances are your Ida, the left nostril is flowing. Chances. Ida is the nadi which is good for mental work, and mental work usually happens when there is a relative state of calm in the body. Then you can do mental work. Otherwise, you cannot do it very well. So if your Pingala is active, it's very good for physical work, exercise, gym, and so on, sports. And if you're left, if your Ida is active, it's very good for any kind of mental work, thinking, writing, reading, etc., etc. But here, our focus is not that. Our focus is on easier breath, simply by bloating the lower belly, the underbelly. So no one is saying anything. Maybe no one has noticed any appreciable difference. So any other symptoms that awakening of Sushumna? The biggest sign is that both the nostrils are flowing more or less equally. That's the biggest sign. And not just flowing for a few minutes, but for longer durations. See, the Sushumna, the flow of Sushumna is not always good from the normal materialistic life generally. For that, the right and the left nostrils are more pertinent. the Sushumna is more useful for spiritual work and so on. So it's not as if the flowing of Sushumna is always and invariably good. So if you are in the, if you are somewhat or a lot in the material world, and we all need to be to some extent, uh, a little balance is best. Sometimes right, sometimes left, a little more of Sushumna, especially when you're doing your meditation or pranayam and other kinds of adhyatma related work. Otherwise, if you're doing mental work, the left nostril, physical work, right nostril, just a general idea. But I'm not getting any feedback on the bloating of the underbelly. So I take it that no one has noticed any appreciable difference, which is okay. Try it over a period of time. Like I said, if your Sushumna is open, you will feel the difference immediately. Okay, let's start with our huffing breath. Slow, deep breath in, tongue at the roof of your mouth, belly in particular, very relaxed. I will keep saying about the belly because most of our blockages are here in the belly, underbelly, and of course the Mooladhara. And that is where most of our illnesses, ailments are also located. Most, not all.
Sir, I want
And
to
yeah,
share one feedback.
yes, Shweta ji.
Uh,
Yes.
Earlier, I used to feel that while inhalation, my inhale is till the chest. Now I'm feeling till the belly.
That's wonderful. So that's an improvement.
Earlier, I was a shallow breather.
Yes. So that's a very good thing. If you're going
Yeah.
to the belly button area, but with
Yeah.
practice, it'll start going deeper. And then one day you will notice that it's going to the Mooladhara as well. When it's going to the Mooladhara, all these breathing techniques that I share with you will start giving you much better results.
Thank you very much, sir.
You are welcome, Shweta ji. Wish you quick strides in your journey.
Thank you very much, sir.
Right. So let's start with our huffing breath. Slow, deep breath in, tongue at the roof of your mouth, belly relaxed. Allow the ballooning to happen. The whole chest area, the belly, chest, the whole area, and then up the spine if it is happening. See, this up the spine is something I keep repeating. Those who have been working with me, those who have been doing the workshops with me, I teach them various techniques that make it easier for the breath to flow all the way from the Sahasrara to the Mooladhara. And combined with the other stuff like the Shwasko Shuddhi Kriya, the cleansing, and the opening of the Sushumna, the whole breathing system becomes much more powerful, much more effective. And then you start seeing small differences in the various things that you do. And that's how you go on, because results will not come overnight. It's a process. So once again, upping breath, full breath in. And out. Stop. Out. Stop. Out. Stop. Try the different squeezes. Make sure the out breath flows from the Mooladhara area or as low as possible up the spine. Let your mind tell your body to do this. How much your body responds is another matter, but let your mind keep saying this to the body. that the breath is moving up the spine. Try the different squeezes. Remember to relax your belly, particularly between every huff. You huff, relax. Huff again, relax again. And that's how you continue. Add the different squeezes as you come to the end of that cycle. Try the different squeezes, try the Krishna's flute maneuver, and notice the subtle changes that are happening inside you. Sometimes the differences are very subtle, but they're important. Notice the quality of the grating sound. Is there like a whistling, wheezing kind of a sound? Notice all these things. Each of these things tells you a story, tells you something about the condition of your breathing apparatus. Repeat.
Of breathing, of
Notice what phlegm comes out. Notice the texture of the phlegm, how smooth it is, how colored it is, how thick it is. Notice this. Once again, slow, deep breath in, ballooning, channeling up the spine, and then out. Stop. Out. Notice the difference in your breath versus when you first started doing this and wherever you are now at. If you've been doing these practices regularly, chances are your breath should have improved a lot. It should be lighter, smoother, easier, and more joyful.
hey, oh.
Okay, once again, slow, deep breath in. Combine this with some of the other techniques you've learned, the bloating, the drawing in of energy.
Cool.
Has anybody been doing the dosha nivaran, the kapha dosh nivaran technique? which is drawing in the breath from the belly area, the Manipura area. Again, a variation of some of the things we're doing. But I'm going to say that earlier I was saying it's 90% cured. In my case, it's definitely now closer to 95, 97 maybe. There is a little buildup of cough sometimes, but far less than it was. So at least for me, the technique seems to be working beautifully. However, I need a few more people to say it's working, and then I'll share it with a greater number of people. But I do need some feedback on this breath as well. Okay, once again, slow, deep breath in. Tongue at the roof of your mouth. Allow the ballooning to happen. And channel, while you're doing this, channel energy through the belly button area, the stomach area, the Manipura area. Some time ago, maybe a couple of years ago, I'd stopped drinking milk because I felt it was increasing my phlegm. For the last 5, 7 days, I think, I've been having my glass of milk every morning, but it's not as if my cough problem is getting exacerbated, increased. It seems to be only on the downward track. So that gives me a little more sense of confidence with this breath, which is the Kapha Dosh Nivaran. Small variations. There are different techniques, but there are small variations that seem to have a very big impact. And I'm trying to share as many of these, even though this is a Shwasko Shuddhi Kriya program, because as I see these things, as I become clearer about some of these things, I want more and more people to learn them, use them, benefit from them. My website called Shwas-Shakti is under construction. I will be posting some of these techniques on the website as well. Much of this is going to be there for free. Anybody can come, take a look, watch, practice, and hopefully get some improvement. There will also be some options for paid programs, for example, where I have to teach, where I have to guide, and so on. That needs my personal time, and those will be paid. I'll try to keep the charges as low as I can, but any system to be able to sustain itself needs a flow of funds. Otherwise, it just can't continue. So all these little techniques, I'm going to make short videos. I've hired a photographer, and hopefully he'll be able to make a decent quality video or videos, and then upload them on the website, so that it's there for anybody who visits the website. They can watch, learn, and gain better health, wellness, and more. As you breathe better, every aspect of your life is impacted. Once again, slow, deep breath in. Try to do the Kapha Dosh Nivaran, especially for those who have that problem. Those who have a Pitta problem need not try it. If anybody has been trying the Kapha Dosh Nivaran, if you've noticed anything, you must share with me. If you have any questions, you're welcome to ask me, but keep building on this. It will not happen if you just do it for 5 minutes. You need to spend a little more time, because if your breath is a kind of breath that increases or causes more cough problem in the body, then obviously 5 minutes, 10 minutes of the Kapha Dosh Nivaran will not work. You'll have to do much more of it. So that could be one possible reason why people may not have noticed any difference or too much of a difference yet. But once you do it for a longer period of time, you will notice. I'm a breath watcher. All day long, I watch my breath. That's how I keep noticing things. That's how I keep getting insights. And that's how I keep building on this library of different kinds of breath or breathing techniques, and seeing the effect that they seem to have. Okay, I think we've done it 7-8 times. We can do it a few more times and then go on to the next part.
Sir, one question here.
Please go
Um,
ahead.
uh, Actually, sir, my name is Gurmeet, but I couldn't change the name there. I'll try once again.
Okay, doesn't
Um,
matter, doesn't matter. It's
yeah,
just a name.
yeah. The thing is, I'm not aware about my dosha, whether it is Vata, Pitta, or Kapha, but I don't get any phlegm out. So, is that something I should not try this huffing technique, or I should just
See, the
go
huffing
with this?
technique, the huffing technique has two major uh, goals or aims. One is, of course, to expel as much phlegm as you can that has built up in the lungs. Sometimes some people may not be producing too much, but the little that is there could be anywhere in the lungs. Remember, the size, the surface area inside the lungs, the folds, etc., equals the size of a tennis court. That's a huge amount of area. So to be able to expel even a little amount of phlegm may need a lot of work. So that is one aspect. If it's not coming out, very good. Chances are you're not badly affected. Excellent. The other is, such a large area needs an exchange of air. So since our lifestyle is usually a little, what is the term? What is the term for that? What's the term? Words miss me nowadays. When one doesn't do too much exercise or
Sedentary
doesn't,
lifestyle.
sedentary lifestyle. Yes, that's right. We have a fairly sedentary lifestyle, so there isn't too much breath work involved. There's not too much of deep breathing involved. So we don't know what has collected where, including, of course, stale air. And one of the best signs of stale air is bad breath. If somebody has stale air inside his lungs, he's going to have bad breath. So that is one big sign. If you know of anyone, if you have bad breath, we usually can't sense our own bad breath, but anybody near us usually does. They may not say it, but I'm sure we all have some people that we can ask, how bad is my breath?
Okay, so
Will you
in
be
bad
ashamed
breath,
about it?
so in bad breath, this
Yes.
huffing technique will, I mean, give me benefit out of it, right?
It'll benefit because it'll help clear out the stale air and
Yeah.
bring in fresh air.
Yes.
So to that extent, definitely it'll help. But
Yes.
the bad breath is not only because of the lungs, it's also because of stomach, if there are issues in the stomach. So that can also affect the quality of your breath. But lungs are said to be the biggest detox organ.
Yeah.
So lungs are responsible for the detox much more than any other organ in the body. Most of the detox is happening through the lungs. So to be able to use our lungs effectively, optimally, we need to do some pranayam, breath work, and of course, the Shvasko Shuddhi Kriya is very focused on cleansing the lungs.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Okay, once again, slow, deep breath in, ballooning, and if you like, the dosh nivaran, the kapha dosh nivaran.
കാൽ തുറക്കലിന്റെ ഭയങ്കര
Over time, you should also begin to notice some difference in the quality of your voice. It'll sound clearer. It'll have a nice ring to it, kind of richer kind of voice. And of course, a lot of other benefits. Your Sushumna connects to all the major sense organs and other organs. And as the Sushumna becomes active, in some ways, the Sushumna is also like a drain. Because if you notice, when you catch a cold and you have difficulty breathing, the clearing that you need to do when we do this, it's actually that we are clearing the Sushumna more than the Ida or the Pingala. And it's when the Sushumna is totally blocked that we start feeling a sense of breathlessness or short of breath and so on. So clearing the Sushumna, opening the Sushumna brings health benefits that are too innumerable to mention. It brings so many benefits. It's very hard to start saying this is a benefit, this is a benefit, this is a benefit, because there are so many benefits. And remember, Sushumna is active when your PNS is active. So you have to be in the PNS for the Sushumna to be in its functional state. Most times it requires a cold or a congestion in the system for us to become aware of our breath. When we find the breath is so difficult, it's hard to breathe, then we know what discomfort really is. One little cold or a bad bout of cold and one night of sleeplessness because of difficulty in breathing shows how important the breath is. And then our focus goes there. Then we wonder, what can we do? So you've got a couple of techniques to work like magic. First is, of course, that bloating in the underbelly area and the continued flow of in-breath, tongue at the roof of your mouth. And the other is the complete yogic breath. In some ways, there are similarities because even in the complete yogic breath, when you breathe in, you collect the air at the lowest portion, underbelly, pelvic area, and then you build up all the way to the shoulders. So there is a similarity there. But when you do this, bloating the underbelly and continuing to breathe, tongue at the roof of the mouth, you get almost immediate ease of breath. Especially when you catch a cold and you find it's difficult to breathe in, so much better. Then you see the value of this technique.
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Okay, very good. So I think we should move on to our next breath. Otherwise, we will not have too much time. Yes, 7:15. Complete yogic breath. Slow, deep breath in. Allow the breath to balloon from the lowest portion, build up all the way up to the shoulders. Whoever can channel some of that in breath up the spine, please do that. Those who cannot, don't worry about it. It'll start happening. You only need to bring your attention, your observation. That is enough. You don't need to do anything more. Rest, the body will start responding in time. Once the cleansing happens, once the lungs, the nadis become clearer, cleaner, it will just happen. And then you'll notice. In fact, when you, Tripanaji, maybe I think I should address this to you. When the Sushumna starts opening, sometimes you feel a very cool kind of breath somewhere along the center. It's like a cool flow of air. It feels also like a very thin flow of air, if that's the right word. It's a very subtle, but a uh, very interesting breath when it first happens because it feels cool. But this coolness does not last forever. It's something you feel at the beginning when the sushumna is beginning to get activated, beginning to open. That's when you get that sense of coolness coming in. And then no more. Because then your body doesn't need to be told, hey, the sushumna is active. It doesn't need to be told that anymore. So your breath is in, your body is informing you, take notice, something has happened here. So I hope that helps you, Triparna. Have you ever noticed that? Okay, yes, agree, but very little. Okay. Yeah. So that means you're getting a sense that the sushumna is becoming activated. It's opening. Excellent. So remember, in the complete yogic breath also, combine it with some of the other things that you've learned so that benefits accrue not in single digits, but in double digits, in a manner of speaking. Bloating, drawing in of energy, channeling up the spine. And then as you come towards the end, the squeezing, the Krishna's flute maneuver. By the way, in case our sessions today, because we've already done, I think, at least today we'll have done 11 hours. And the number of people coming here has also nosedived. So today I noticed only 17, 18 people. And I think most people have already understood the technique. They're able to practice on their own. So maybe there is no need. But if anybody has any questions, if anybody needs any more guidance ever, if you are in the Shwaskosh Shuddhi group, great. Even otherwise, if you have filled in the form, chances are I have sent you a message on WhatsApp. So you have my contact info. You can always come back to me. I'll try. I usually answer as soon as I can, sometimes immediately, sometimes maybe a little longer, but I usually try to answer everyone who has any query, question, clarification, and so on. If anybody wants to learn the dosh nivaran, the kapha dosh nivaran technique, and if you are willing to put in the work, I'll be very glad to put a small group together and show it to you, work with you on this technique as well. Usually, if it's just one or two people, then it's a little difficult. If it's a sizable number, of course, it's great. Otherwise, 10, 12, 15 people at least makes it worth the time and the effort. Yes, Galaxy, you're trying to say something? Somebody has Galaxy as the name.
ये लगा दियो यार आप ओके
The Krishna's flute is very good to help move your consciousness, vibrations up. So By doing this, even if it doesn't happen immediately, it starts helping the channels to open, so that when you've understood for example, the raise your vibrations, the technique better, you should be able to move your breath immediately, move your consciousness immediately, change your vibrations like that within moments. And when that happens, you are able to deal with life's dramas so much better.
ಇಷ್ಟು ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತ ಮದುವೆ ಆಗಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ಓಕೆ.
Yeah, so when you're able to deal with life's dramas very well, it helps you focus your energies in the right direction, or in the direction that you choose. If your energies are directed, for example, towards spiritual growth, you can channel them in that direction. If you wish to channel them towards something else, that is perfectly all right. To each his own. And when you do it, obviously you get better, wonderful results in whatever you're doing, because your energies have not been scattered, frittered away. They're available to you to use in the direction that you wish. So it makes your life much more fulfilling. Continue with the complete yogic breath, combined with some other technique. Okay, very good. I think we'll need to move on to our next thing, which is the Anulom Vilom with the variation. Someone is saying not able to join today's course. What could be the matter? I don't know. Well, maybe internet or some technology issue somewhere. Okay, so sit back, take a few deep breaths, relax your body a little more. Notice how the body feels. Notice the quality of your breath. And enjoy the meditative feeling if you sense it. I see Anjana ji here, Anjana Tandon ji. You were asking about clarification on that energizing technique that I shared yesterday, which I shared
Yes,
again
sir.
today.
Its
I hope
end
it's clear.
was not clear. Actually, how it ended, it was not clear.
How it ended means?
Means you just told the beginning, okay, you have to balloon your body and while drawing the air, like energy from the all chakras. But you actually, it was finished before that, before you told the
Oh,
how it.
because the out breath is the same. Out breath is always up the spine.
नहीं, but
So there
you
is-
said it should be combined with Om. Om का कुछ था शायद उसको समझ-
Okay. So, okay, I'll spend a couple minutes with Anjana ji. Hopefully, others won't mind. So when you're doing this, what you've done is, while taking the in breath, you've done this. You've bloated, drawn in energy,
Yes.
filled up the whole system. And then when you do the Om, you do the Om, channeling your out breath up the spine. That's all you're doing. So try with me. Slow in breath with the bloating. So I hope that's clear now, Anjana ji.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay.
It is clear now.
Okay, very good. And one more thing that I discussed in one of the earlier talks, I think when Vijayaji was here, was how he was able to reduce his sugar in particular. I hope you all remember that. Please make a note of it, practice it, share it with some people who may have some problem with sugar, etc. First, and the most basic thing is relaxing the belly, underbelly, always keeping it as relaxed as possible, because most of these organs are located in that zone, in that area. So by simply relaxing your breath, relaxing that area, allowing the breath to go to all the different organs without clamping, tightening, strangling is the word I use very often for this. So let's not strangle our organs. Let the breath energy take the path it is supposed to take and nourish everything on its path. So when it's able to nourish everything on its path, naturally every organ begins to function a little better than before, and then a little better, and it's cumulative. You keep adding to that betterness, and then over time you start finding that there is a dip in the sugar levels. Vijayaji had confirmed in that meeting how his own sugar levels were shooting up 220 250 range. He had gone to between 220 and 250. So the range was that, and naturally, he was very affected. He was doctors were trying different medications and so on and so forth, and nothing was working. And then I asked him to do this and to do the Om Namah Shivaya, this chant. When we do the Om Namah Shivaya chant, do the Om as if it's reverberating, as if it's vibrating the skull area, the head, the Agya, the Sahasrara, that area. Om, Om Namah Shivaya. So 2 chakras with the Om, Na at the Vishuddhi, Ma at the Anahat, Manipura, She, Swadhisthana, Va, and Muladhara. Here at here, channel the breath up along the spine. Very simple. Keep the belly, underbelly area relaxed as often as possible. Stop wearing tight clothes, tight jeans, tight whatever. Keep it as relaxed as possible. Allow the breath to move freely and do this. And in the case of Vijayaji, over a few weeks, from 220, 250, it came down to 200, 220, then to 180, 200. and now he says it's in the region of 180. So that's quite a substantial drop in a few weeks. And hopefully in the next few weeks, he should be down to maybe lower than 150, 130 perhaps. So he'll be in the almost normal range. And that's going to be great for him and his family members and those with him, around him, his associates. And similarly, if you can also do it, that's wonderful. Right. So now the Anulom Vilom with the Shwasko Shuddhi Kriya. So what is the Shwasko Shuddhi Kriya in essence? In essence, Shwasko Shuddhi Kriya is exhaling, stopping, exhaling, stopping, exhaling a few times. And then as you come towards the end part, you start employing the squeezes and the Krishna's flute maneuver. Do these things with the Anulom Vilom. It will help you clear the whole system beautifully. So let's go. Slow, deep breath in. Okay. No. First, block the right, out with the left. Exhale with the left. 1 try, 2 tries, 3 tries maybe. In with the left. Out with the right. All gone? Stop. Relax. Continue. All gone? Stop. Continue. Squeeze. In with the right. Out with the left. Stop. Relax. Continue. Again. Again. Squeeze. In. Out with the right. So if you're able to combine this with if you're able to combine this with different techniques, the ballooning, the drawing in of energy, channeling up the spine, it's like you're getting a double promotion, triple promotion, etc. in whatever you're doing. Galaxy Ad, I don't know the name, but that's the name that I see. Request you to explain again Krishna's flute steps. Galaxy G in. I think I sounded like Amitabh Bachchan on his Karupati program. Okay. So in the Krishna's flute, exhale, exhale, exhale. And as you come towards the end of the exhale, start employing the squeeze at the Muladhar first. Then relax. Next squeeze at the Swadhisthana. Relax. Next squeeze at the Manipura. So similarly, you go all the way up. Do the different squeezes. Even in the squeezes, you can try different techniques. So for example, the first squeeze is at the Muladhar. Now the second squeeze can be the Muladhar and the Swadhisthana both. The third squeeze can be Muladhar, Swadhisthana and Manipura. Fourth squeeze similarly, all the way up. So it all depends on how relaxed your body has been, how long you can continue with the exhale. If it doesn't happen, if it doesn't go all the way up, don't worry about it. Do as much as is comfortable. No need to stress, no need to force, no need to pressure your body into any kind of discomfort. So, धीरे धीरे रे मना, धीरे सब कुछ होए, माली सींचे सौ घड़ा, ऋतु आए फल होए. So, let the ritu come, let the conditions happen in your body, let the environment in your body become such that it starts happening. As it begins to happen, you will start noticing minor, sometimes maybe major changes in the quality of your breath, in the quality of your wellness, and so on. So just practice that. I hope that's clear. Galaxy G, is that clear? Oh, Vikram. Okay. Oh, there is a Galaxy and there is a Vikram, both. Okay. So I suppose Vikram Ji is saying that Galaxy is Vikram, I guess.
Yeah. That is my name. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Actually, I haven't got it in the Zoom. The name doesn't. I have not updated the name. It continues to fix up the mobile name.
Okay, but if I remember in the future, I'll keep calling you Galaxy G.
In
All
fact,
right.
I share something common with you. I have also been a student of St. Xavier's, Jaipur.
Arre wah, that's wonderful. That's good to know.
1967 batch with Kailash Agarwal.
Arre wah, that's fantastic.
And in
तब तो
fact,
आप-
Kailash only introduced me to this program, and it is fantastic.
Arre wah, that's very good to know. Thank you so much, Vikram Ji.
Uh,
I think you should fill up. Have you filled up the
Yeah, I
the
think,
Google form?
to my understanding, I filled. I don't know whether it is reached there, because as you yourself said, I'm also a little weak on technology.
Ah. So if your name has been there in the Google form, I would have sent you a message on
In fact, I'm
WhatsApp.
I'm in
But
the
if
WhatsApp
you
group.
haven't done it, please do it now.
I'm in the WhatsApp group. Does it confirm that my
You
form
are in
has
the
been-
WhatsApp group. Okay, so that's great.
Okay.
Yeah, that means your form has, that's how I got your contact in.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Yeah, as a senior in my school.
It's
Very
a
good to see
wonderful.
you, and very good to see that you're benefiting from this.
Yeah,
from this
definitely. It is
Thank you
amazing.
so
And
much.
of course, as you rightly
All
said,
right.
let me do it for 1-2 months, then I'll get the benefits.
You have to build on it, because
I know.
these things don't give you overnight results.
I
Your
know.
body has to be trained, your breath has to be trained. So a lot of, yeah. Wonderful
I know it'll take a
Galaxy
couple of
Bhaiya.
months. Yeah, thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you too. Okay. So continue with that Anulom Vilom with the Shwaskosh Kriya. First exhale with the left. Once, twice, thrice. Inhale. Exhale with the right. Yeah, so continue doing this for a little while longer. And in the meantime, if anybody has any questions, I'll take them. I'll try and answer your questions. This is our last session. So if any clarification is required, I'll be very glad to uh, remove any doubts, etc. So other than the Shwasko Shuddhi Kriya, please remember you have been equipped with that easy breath, then the breath to ward off or to fight colds, etc. Remember the complete yogic breath. The complete yogic breath, even without the squeezes, can be used simply to clear out whatever congestion is there so that you start breathing better. Simply by allowing your breath to move down to the Mooladhara or as low as it goes, filling up the whole system. If you are able to channel something up the breath, up the spine, very good. And then the out breath up the spine if possible from the Mooladhara. You do this, do about 15 cycles of this, and you'll feel much better. If you do it twice or thrice on a day when you have a cold or when you seem to have a bad cold, chances are, even if the cold doesn't go away, you will definitely feel better, or your breath will become easier. So that in itself will be a huge plus. And of course, then the energizing technique. So employ all these, and of course, also the sugar reduction technique. So please use these and add to the wellness quotient in your being, in your body, and so on. Is it right to drink water in between the technique? See, don't drink too much water, Padmaji. Drink, maybe take a sip, and if it's warm water, that's better. If it's cold water, because whatever you've done has heated you up a little because you're doing breath work. So if you drink cold water, it might just cause a cough or a cold or something, which is not a good thing. And in any case, while doing breath work, the lighter the system, the better. I hope that answers your question. S. Padmaji, that was Padma Podarji. Now this is S. Padmaji. Kapha dosh technique, please explain. Padmaji, in the Kapha dosh, when you are breathing in, let your breath flow as usual, as in other techniques, fill up all through. But while you are doing this, just get a sense that you are drawing in something. It's a very subtle breath, if you can call it, or it's a very subtle flow of energy, as if you're channeling that energy or that breath through the Manipura area. That is your fire chakra. So you're drawing in that energy from the fire chakra area, and the rest of the thing is the same as any other breath, like in the complete yogic breath. Some of the breath moves up along the spine, and then as you exhale, allow that exhale to continue up the spine. Even while you are exhaling, you can imagine that there is some flow of energy through the Manipura. Try this, it's a very powerful technique. And well, there are more levels to this, but I think I'll wait for those for the specific Kapha Dosh Nivaran to share a slightly deeper aspect to this, because we'll have to sit down and practice for a little while. So I'm going to leave that out for now. But when we start the program or a group for Kapha Dosh Nivaran, then we'll do all of this and we'll do a little more. The Kapha Dosh Nivaran program hopefully should not need more than 5 sittings, because you are already fairly familiar, at least for you. For some new participants, it could take longer, but for most of you, it should not take longer. So in 5 sittings, we should be able to complete that. I hope that answers your question, Padmaji. Kapha Dosh technique, please. I explained that here. Okay, right. Anything else? Anybody else? Any other question? Oh, VS Rathorji must be Vikram. Is that right? Galaxy Bhaiya.
Yes, that is me.
Ah, okay. Thank you, Galaxy Bhaiya.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Are you in Assam by any chance, Vikram Bhaiya?
No. I am in Jaipur only.
Oh, you're in Jaipur only, but you're in touch with Kailashji.
Yes. In fact, yes, we have got a small group and a bigger group as well of Xavier's. But there's a smaller group of this kind of activity. So there he gave me this information about your program. And I have been able to see a couple of your videos also. They're really very impressive. I've been doing some pranayam and all, but this is more scientific, more with a lot of your experience behind it. So it is, I can immediately sense it is much more useful and powerful.
That's wonderful. Coming from a senior at school, it means a lot. Thank you so much.
No, senior. You are the Guruji.
Feedback is very.
You are the Guruji.
Yeah, I'm not a Guruji. I'm just your junior at school. So don't make me a Guruji. But more the people are able to benefit. See, feedback is very important, because that tells me, how people are, what kind of results people are getting, how it's affecting them. It gives me that extra energy to continue with what I'm doing. Otherwise, one is almost like, walking in the dark, so to speak. But thoda feedback aata rehta to bahut acha lagta hai. Thank you so much. That's very kind of you, Vikram.
That is our duty to give the feedback, and particularly when the course is so useful and it is path breaking course. Thanks a lot. We're very
Thank
great.
you so much. Very kind of you. I love that. You should write this. I'll use it in my website. I think I mentioned that earlier.
I will definitely.
Shakti. So if you write that, I'll use it over there.
I'll definitely.
And also, I requested in the group, if some of you can make a short 10 to 30-second video. You may or may not use your name, or you may or may not want to tell everybody your name. But even if you don't, other than that, the program details or some information about the program that you've done and the kind of benefits you've received, and whether you would recommend the program to anybody. So if you wish to, there is no compulsion.
Definitely, it will be a pleasure.
Yeah, so please make this video, and I'm going to put it also on the website in a few days, hopefully.
Thank you. It'll be great.
Thank you so much. It was so kind of you. I hope others can also do it. Okay, anybody else? Any feedback, any question, any doubts, any clarifications, anything? Okay, then it seems that's enough. And like I said, this is our last session. So we will not be meeting immediately like this. Some who have signed up for the Raise Your Vibrations course, we will be meeting. Vikramji, have you signed up for that?
Yeah, I will sign for. I'll sign up today or tomorrow morning.
Okay.
I will do that surely.
Great. So then we will meet again in the first week of December, again on Zoom.
It'll be great.
And this will be a staggered course. It won't be like a daily meeting. It'll be one meeting and then another meeting after a few days and so on, like this. But it'll
But
continue
taking
for a
into
month.
consideration all convenience of all, if it starts at 6, it will be more convenient, at least to me, because by God's grace, I continue to play tennis even today,
Oh, that's wonderful. That's wonderful.
and
Yeah. So I'll try.
that is despite that I'm a chronic asthmatic patient from childhood.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Acha, acha.
But
So
God is kind.
I hope this technique is helping you with some reduction in the asthma.
It will definitely help me because, as you said, for my case, it will take me 3-4 months to show very, very good results. I'm sure it will happen.
Hmm.
I've been
But have
doing
you
that
begun?
art of living Sudarshan Kriya for the last 10-15 years.
Yes.
That has helped
Oh,
also.
wonderful. Oh yes, it will. Definitely it'll help. All breath work will help you.
Yes.
And uh, I'm sorry, Galaxy Bhaiya. I'm sorry. Keeping your belly, underbelly, that area relaxed is going to be very, very helpful.
Yeah, I
Please, I'll
get it.
keep
I
saying
get
this
it.
again and again. Yeah,
Yes.
I'll keep saying this again and again. And in fact, you should also do the Kapha Dosh Nivaran, because I feel that will also help you. Asthma, after all, is connected with Kapha Dosh, I think, in my understanding,
Yes,
because
very
it's
much.
blockages. Yeah. So it's blockages in the lungs and the
Actually,
bronchiole.
if you'll give me half a minute, asthma, of
Yes.
course, then becomes a personal issue. Asthma is basically one connected with overproduction of cough, but the root cause is oversensitivity and overactive immune system. So that whenever
Okay.
any allergen comes, the
Hmm.
internal
Hmm.
bronchi tubes, they
Hmm.
secrete a mucus and they overreact. They secrete more
Hmm.
mucus than necessary.
Hmm.
And that is
Hmm.
what
Yeah,
further
that makes
constricts
sense.
the tube and fills them with more cough.
Yeah. So you must do the Kapha Dosh Nivaran technique.
I'm sure that
You've
will be
shared a
very,
little
very
here.
helpful. I'm sure that
Yes.
will be
Yes.
very
You must try
good for
this.
me. Yeah, I will do that
Yeah.
definitely.
Because I've had a cough problem and I have been diagnosed with COPD, which is not quite asthma, but it's one step below, I guess.
Uh,
Chronic obstructive
yeah,
pulmonary disease.
I too have a part of it. I think it
Ah,
is an outcome of asthma or bronchitis. There are 3-4 things which affect the lungs. So
okay.
COPD is the end result of that, which means your lungs are
Okay.
a little compromised. So it is chronic obstructive pulmonary disorder.
Oh,
Means the breathing is obstructed. Whether it is
that's
due to
right. Yes.
infection like bronchitis or tuberculosis, or whether it is due to allergy like asthma. So
Okay.
COPD is a compromise of the lung. Then
So that
even
means
advanced problems are sclerosis
COPD
of
is
the
worse
lung.
than asthma.
No, COPD is an outward manifestation of asthma or bronchitis or whatever disorder it is.
Hmm, hmm,
So
hmm.
asthma in itself is an allergic reaction. It
Okay.
impacts the lung. If you
Hmm,
have asthma or a long period, then your lungs get compromised. They call it
hmm,
COPD.
hmm, hmm. Yeah, so please use these techniques and use the Kapha Dosh Nivaran, and I'm sure you'll start getting wonderful results. But do the Kapha Dosh Nivaran more, like for a longer duration of time during the day, not just for 5, 7, 10 minutes. I think I mentioned that earlier.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
we'll do it for more longer period. Yes.
Great. And now let's do our 3 ohms. Yeah, Vikramji, you were saying something?
No, please carry on. Thank you.
Yeah, so let's do our 3 ohms and then sign up for today. Yeah, one parting suggestion, Galaxy Bhaiya. If you go for a walk, etc., do this Kapha Dosh Nivaran during the walk. It's going to be very, very powerful then.
Okay, that's a good tip.
Yes.
So I think a lot of learning in your program, and we might have some one pearler here there doing this technique, but you have got a string of pearls which is all connected into a really very powerful necklace. Really very, very grateful.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm grateful to you too for your words of encouragement. Thank you so much. And with this, we shall end for today. And like I said, if anybody has any questions about Shwaskosh Shuddhi Kriya, I'm always there. Please connect with me. And otherwise, we'll meet again on not on the 1st December, but sometime in the first week of December. I'll share the program details in our group. If anyone has suggestions about time, etc., please voice them so that I can try and accommodate everyone's needs as best as I can. Thank you all. All the best. Happy breathing. Very happy breathing to all. Ram Ram.